I know the legends. I know the warnings, Mr. Twinkles. But I still believe it is time. It is time for us to go to a place of darkness and unending despair. A place where angels dare not tread. It is time, Mr. Twinkles, to go to the YouTube comment section! Alright, Mr. Twinkles, we're gonna start here with all religions are the same, right? Let's travel down to the comment section. Now, as you know, Mr. Twinkles, I have not read any of these comments, so let's see what the people have to say. Jose Sandoval says, I'm an atheist and pretty much disagree with most things you say, but keep up the good work, dude. It's useful to learn about all perspectives. Thanks, Jose. See, everyone else, that's how it's done. Jose here isn't like, I hate everything about you, you suck. He disagrees, but he's polite. We can all do it. Hussein Iqbal says, all religions are the same. Wrong. Okay, grammar alone. But why? Why, Hussein? Why can't you put the thought and effort it takes in to write a complete sentence? Or maybe write a second short sentence so you can give some kind of because in the video, we kind of go over why my position is what it is, and you're just like, wrong. Why put forth the effort of doing that? You've said nothing! And I mean, it's just, why? Why put, I'm just going to write the word wrong. Like, what response? Mr. Twinkles, can you explain this to me? People all the time just be like, you're wrong. What? Okay, why? What response can you possibly expect from that? Like, I'm going to look at this and be like, wait a minute. Hussein thinks I'm wrong. Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot! Mr. Twinkles, let's look at another video. I'm curious about this one. In Defense of Sarcasm. Let's take a look at In the Defense of Sarcasm. This video is called In the Defense of Sarcasm. Let's see what the people had to say about this one, Mr. Twinkles. Oh. Let's see. The 133rd to Hambro said, well, yes, you're making a decent case here for the first time on this channel. Thanks, 131st T Hambro, I guess. If you guys weren't dead wrong on everything else you said, maybe this message would make more sense. Okay. Thanks, I guess. That was good. Let's look at something else. Here's one that's bound to spark some controversy. Why is this debate worth having? Confessions of a Young Earth Creationist. Here we go, the comments. No, you already lost this debate centuries ago. Thanks, Infinity730, for not saying anything of substance. Oh, that white guy stopped by. Except that, I'm going to highlight his comment. Except that YECs like you lost the debate centuries ago. Oh, deja vu. Infinity. Is it possible that Infinity730 and that white guy are the same white guy? Mr. Twinkles, write that down. Let's see. The Earth is definitely not 4,500 years old. Oh my gosh. That white guy, There are no young Earth creationists, myself included, that say the Earth is 4,500 years old. From a man and a woman made by... Maybe I don't actually make that point in this video. Could it be that he actually found the one video where I don't explicitly say that we young Earth creationists believe the Earth to be about 6,000 years old? That's astounding. Oh, that white guy, you got me on a technicality. All right. And his comment wraps up with, the Earth is definitely not 4,500 years old. Roll my eyes. We have trees that are literally 9,000 years old. Oh my gosh, 9,000-year-old tree. And it's worth typing all that. Now, in his defense, he's written an entire thought. He believes that there are trees that are 9,000 years old, which means the Earth cannot be 4,500 years old, even though I don't know of any young Earth creationist who says it's 4,500 years old. It's, flood. Okay. Here's the thing about the trees. Let me just answer the thing about the trees. No, the trees are not 4,500 or 9,000 years old. How did they come up with that idea? Well, number one, they read it on Talk Origins and are just too dumb to do any research or thinking about it. And they're just like, oh, that proves it. You guys are dumb. So that's one. Number two, there are people who believe that you can date the age of a tree or determine the age of a tree just by counting the rings. So you take a core sample and you count the rings and you go, well, there's one ring per year and there's 9,000 here. So that's 9,000 years. The problem is, if you actually study arborology, the study of trees. If you study the study of trees, or if you just study trees, I guess, right, Mr. Twinkles, you learn that's not the case. The rings don't determine a year. The rings determine a particular growth cycle. So the number of rings that happen in a year are determined by the kind of weather. So the sort of average weather pattern that we're used to, you get like 2 a year. There's a spring one and a fall one because of the amount of rain you get at the beginning of the spring, and then later in the fall season there's heavy rains. But if you have an environment where there's a lot of heavy rain, like rainforest, or if there's just a couple of years where there's excessive amount of rain all through the summer and winter, and we've had those, you can get a dozen rings in a single year. So counting the rings in a tree is not an accurate way to determine how old it is. It's a good guess for averages, but you can be off wildly and not know it, like these people who think they have the Methuselah tree. It's just not true. It's based on false information. It comes on an assumption, and it's untestable because we don't have a tree that we know is 9,000 years old that we can count the rings of. Because how do you determine the age of the tree? You count the rings. Well, how do you know that the rings are an accurate measure? Because we know how old the tree is. How? We counted its rings. But how do you know that's an accurate measure of its age? Because it's a 9,000-year-old tree. But how do you know that? Because we counted its rings. Circular reasoning. So, welcome to the problem with making things, for dating things, for aging. Can I start that over? Please? Welcome to the problem with figuring out how old things are. You have to make assumptions, untestable, unprovable, unobservant assumptions before you can put those assumptions into practice to then come to the conclusion. It always winds up in circular reasoning. That's part of the reason why this debate's going on. Mr. Twinkles, I'm putting on chapstick.